Hi guys, this is Eli in for Carrie on InkPad's Playpad. Just doing a quick video. I'm using my Rainbow High as a backdrop for the video. The video is not really about them. This is my display for my Rainbow High though. But more, it's a story about this and a couple other things about myself. The thumb thing, I'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Carrie had a pretty rough week at her job, at her real job. And it was her first day off Thursday. And I felt bad that she had a really, really rough week. So my idea was simple. My idea was wake up early, let her sleep in, let her relax, clean up the kitchen, make a good breakfast, have it all ready for her. I go to wash. I'm washing dishes. I'm washing a coffee cup. It shatters. The handle or a piece of the handle of the coffee mug comes slicing straight through my thumb. So trying to be nice to Carrie, I ended up screwing everything up and having to go upstairs and wake her up out of bed and show her this huge gash in my thumb that was laid open to the bone, and get her out of bed to get dressed and take me to the emergency room to get stitches. Yeah, that was fun for 7 o'clock in the morning. So I feel terrible about having to ruin her days off by cutting myself up. So no good deed goes unpunished, right? The other part of the video that I want to do, just more random toy background. The other part of the video I want to do is a quick little history of Eli. Very short history, just my history with doll as it concerns to dolls. When I was a kid, Legos were my number one toy. Like, Legos were my absolute favorite toy. I had a couple different action figure lines. Never was too much into cars and stuff except for micro machines, but there was a couple like dolls at the time, and now I can't remember specifically what they were. That sounds weird, but I really cannot remember what exact dolls they were. But there was a couple doll lines that I remember being in a toy store and wanting. And I guess because of, the era it was or whatever. Cause you got to think this is back in, oh wow. No, I'm not going to date myself like that. This is a while ago. I'm an old guy. I can't help it. Anyway, so my grandparents kind of had a issue, shall we say, with a boy playing with dolls. It was not looked on very favorably. So I didn't get to play with dolls, and that just wasn't an option. But I had made a little friend in grade school, a girl named Abby. I won't say her last name. But yeah, I met a girl named Abby, and me and her became friends. And I went over a few times to her house to play, and we'd have little play dates and stuff. And the reason I loved going over to her house and playing is because I could play with her dolls. She let me play with her dolls. And it was funny because her parents, I kind of told them what was up. The reason I was over to play with her dolls. I told them, and I didn't think much of their reaction at the time. But looking back, it was a weird kind of sympathy. They looked at me with this, oh, you poor thing. Any of my Southern viewers would know any of Carrie's Southern viewers, not my channel. My bad, not my channel. Any of Carrie's viewers who happen to be Southern will understand the look of, oh, bless your heart. And yeah, so that was my thing. But I was never allowed to really play with dolls. Dolls weren't my thing. And the few times I did, I had to sneak into it. And I kind of let them go. And then when I grew up, I was still stuck with Legos. Legos were my thing. Some action figures, but mostly Legos. And, yeah. So I met Carrie, obviously, duh. And she was a doll collector and I was a toy collector. Like I said, the Legos and stuff. So we got together and everything. And my first doll line, what technically popped the seal, we blame it on Rainbow High. because Rainbow High is the first doll line that Eli specifically collected all my own. This is me. It was my idea. I ran and got them. They're my thing. And so we kind of give them the credit, but really they're not the ones. I'm going to bring you here into the kitchen. It's a little messy in places, so I'm going to try not to show too much of the actual mess. Let me turn on a different light. Oop, not turn off a light, turn on a light. There we go. These, not just these specific ones, but this line, Shoppies. Anybody who remembers these are actually what kind of broke the seal to get me back into the doll line, or into the doll world, rather. Yeah. Shoppies. They'd come out. Carrie had got the first ever line of Shoppy dolls, and I kind of fell in love with dolls again. It was, I guess, I don't know, meant to be. I don't know what to call it, but yeah, so I fell back in love with dolls, and I started becoming more and more involved, more directly involved with Carrie's collecting, and yeah, it was all just downhill from there. And now I'm full out. I still collect Legos. I still collect some other stuff, but dolls have made their way in. They have added themselves to my life. Finally, after a lot of years from being a kid wanting dolls and not being allowed to have them, and now being a grown up, screw that. Nobody can tell me I can't have dolls. So now I have dolls, lots of them. I have all the Rainbow High. I've got all the Barbie made to moves that we have. That's my collection. Trying to think what else is specifically mine. Carrie and I have a lot of joint collections, like a lot of ones we work on together. And we go help each other collect and stuff. We have a lot of those, but out of specifically that I could honestly say is just mine, I think it's just Rainbow High and the Barbie made to moves. Honestly, I don't think I can say anything else is specifically mine. As far as dolls, I mean. Legos are specifically mine. Actually, I can't barely say that because Carrie is pretty much the collector of the collectible minifigs. Like, that's her thing. So I guess I can't even say Legos are specifically mine anymore because Carrie kind of branched over too. Anyways, that was it. No big deal. Just wanted to tell you guys the thumb story and give you guys a little, Eli specific doll history. Figured you guys might get a kick out of that. So I hope so. So I commandeered Carrie's channel for a little bit, and so if you like what we do, if you like what Carrie does, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you around.